Infinite blessings and love. Namaste, namaskaram. This is Om Oracle Tarot, and this is Cancer's Soul Path reading for March of 2023. Now, I have to say that these are general readings and may not resonate with everyone. If they don't, that's all right. There's plenty of other great YouTube tarot readers that you can check out. If you would like to get in contact with me, feel free to drop a comment below in the comment section. You can also get in contact with me at the Om Oracle Tarot Instagram page, of which there's only one, and the link for that is below in the description of this video. And if any of this reading resonates with you, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, as it is truly most appreciated, and I appreciate all of you. I also want to send a big heartfelt sense of gratitude and thank you out to all those who have liked, shared, subscribed, and donated. It really does mean so much, and again, thank you so much. I'd also like to remind everyone to check your other placements, your sun, moon, and rising signs for a broader picture of what may be going on. You can also check out the middle of the month readings as well as the new moon and the full moon readings that I also offer here at Om Oracle Tarot. All right, without any further ado, please give us a message for what is on Cancer's soul path for March of 2023. 3 cards, please. I only take uprights and I only take jumpers from the deck. And while there may be moments of silence while I may be shuffling the cards, do pay attention to anything that you might see in your mind's eye. You might hear a word or some song lyrics. Strong emotion may bubble up. As this is all your intuition playing a role in this reading, as we are not together in the physical, I am connecting to your energy. And in a lot of ways, it's in these moments of silence that the deeper aspect of the reading takes place within yourself. So do pay attention to that. All right. Please, 3 cards for what is on Cancer's soul path for March of 2023. 3 cards, please. Okay. That's way too many. If that temperance card is meant to come out, it'll come out again, so don't worry. There's a little resistance in the energy. 3 cards, please. Okay. 3 cards, please. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we have the Devil card, the Page of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, and at the bottom we have the Justice card. So definitely in March, you are dealing with and processing something here. So I feel like you are you are definitely processing some shadows, like I said. Some of you may be dealing with some level of addiction or bondage, these types of things. And I feel like you're right on the edge of feeling trapped by these things. Like you're just about to have that monkey on your back with whatever this addiction is. For those of you that it is. Now, for others of you, this can speak of sexuality or some area of your life where you feel restricted. And for a majority of you, I feel like that it's a little bit of all of that. It's like the beginning of March, these shadows really begin to bubble and come up to the surface here. They're coming up for attention. And when we push these things away, there's a saying, what we resist persists. And so when we push these things away, they persist on coming at us. And these are actually aspects of ourself. And It's like any aspect of ourself. It wants to be integrated. It wants this attention. It's like when you're a child, a baby, you require attention to feel secure here. And so this is what these shadows are doing. They're wanting your attention. They're wanting you to be okay with their presence, give them a thumbs up. That doesn't mean you have to acquiesce to their every request, but you give them a thumbs up and you're okay with their presence. And this is how we integrate process, and they kind of release themselves when we do this. You're finding a new way to communicate some of these shadow elements to those around you. And again, whether this is addiction, feeling trapped or bound in some way, this restricted kind of vibration here. But I do feel with the Page of Swords, you are kind of thinking your way out of this shadow phase at the beginning of March here. And you are most likely researching these types of things, reading various books on spirituality and things like this, and this has definitely given it this little boost in helping you get out of it. I feel like communicating these things out loud, and sometimes this is to ourself. Sometimes when we're dealing with addiction, before we can actually break that addiction cycle, we have to communicate and admit to ourselves, like, yes, I do have this addiction. That's the nature of the game here. But I do feel like you are kind of cutting this out pretty quick. The first week of March, second week of March, I feel like you kind of have this cleared out. And the second half of March, you're really utilizing what you have at hand. You're looking at all that you do have, all of your resources. Now, this can be monetary, this can be mental resources. Your community can also provide you with some of the resources that you may need. But this is you working with what you have at hand currently. You're not reaching outside of yourself for anything else. And there is a certain level of confidence that you get from breaking this shadow cycle, whatever it is. And so you really are kind of sitting like this queen here. And you're, one, nurturing yourself after this shadow. And you're nurturing your plans for the future here. You definitely have this seed that you're wanting to plant. With the Three of Swords, you're receiving this foresight. You're kind of seeing, I feel like you're kind of receiving this even before March, but this foresight is also what's helping you get out of this shadow, because you can kind of you can see it. You can see, I almost feel like you may have been down this path before, and you kind of see how this ball rolls, and you see what this could lead to. So you are kind of getting on top of it before it gets on top of you. But you are also expanding into the future, into the spring and summer with this foresight. And whatever you're planting in March is going to begin to bear fruit in the summer here. And this is you expanding. This is the first half of March, you're feeling very bound and restricted. Now, these are restrictions, I feel like, of the mind, of these yearnings. And the second half of March has you expanding. So you go from this contracted state to this expansive state. And again, this person has their eye beyond the horizon. So this is the March reading, but this person is kind of looking into spring and summer in this reading. And as we get to the end of March, you can see that these ships are coming in that you are going to bear fruit from this season. And at the bottom, we have the Justice card here. So this is cause and effect here. This shadow is also cause and effect, especially for those of you that this is addiction. But it's the way that this reading flips from this contracted state to this expansive state. This is also part of this cause and effect here, this learning that you're doing and implementing what you're learning. And you go from being a little unbalanced here in the energy to being quite balanced in the energy moving forward. You know that you have a responsibility to yourself, your future, those around you, to get on top of this. And that is exactly what you're doing. And this is going to allow you to move forward with more authenticity, because your truth can really shine forward as it can expand forward instead of being contracted and almost kind of hidden or overshadowed by this, at least in your own mind. I don't feel like that's how others see you, but this is how you are perceiving yourself. So it definitely appears that victory on that, you're definitely finding victory over that. All right. Please give us 3 cards for what is on Cancer's soul path for March of 2023. Thank you. All right, 2 more, please. And we have sunrise there. 2 more cards, please. So again, there is some resistance, and a few signs have gotten the kind of funny dry shuffle here in this cycle. A lot of it has to do with communicating your truth here. So there might be something hidden or something that you have been hiding here connected with this, that also needs to be communicated. And this communication appears to be part of the liberating factor of you liberating yourself out of this. So 1 more card, please. All right. So we have sunrise, white desert sage, mediumship, and passion's fiery love. So we have sunrise here. So this is kind of this dawning of this new day. It's kind of like it's like you start out March in like the darkest part of the night, just before the sun begins to rise here. And by the end of March, this sun is fully above the horizon here. So this is kind of a depiction of your March here, this sunrise. And you are finding victory when you have this warmth of the sun, of this change on you, and you're moving forward with your truth. There's also a certain level of enlightenment that's going to come from this. Also, when we do this, it's like it kicks our willpower into high gear. 1, to kick these things, and 2, moving forward, it's like to do this, our willpower has to go on overdrive. And then when we're out of it, our willpower is still kind of on overdrive. So this is how I feel like you are moving forward. And this is marking this end of a dark night for you in one aspect of your life. Now, I feel like this isn't across the board for you, but this one thing here is kind of gumming up the works as far as your interactions with the spirit. And we have the white desert sage here. So you are purifying your mind, body, and spirit from these things. these shadow addictions and things like this. And you're definitely speaking your truth. You're kind of seeing through the illusion. You're seeing through the cloud kind of into the future here. But there's definitely this cleansing taking place in your energy. And then we have mediumship. So like I was saying, this is whatever this is gumming up the works as far as you and the spirit are concerned, because the spirit has a job for you. It has a plan for you. And this is, for some of you, this is actual mediumship work, which it appears that whatever this is kind of getting in the way, or perhaps taking up too much of your attention here. And the spirit is kind of requiring your full attention here. But you are receiving a lot of information from the spirit. This is in part what's helping you move forward. But the spirit is trying to be in collaboration with you. And I feel like you are also, your life is kind of geared towards that. But this is making it difficult for you to collaborate. It's like it's like when you're ordering food at a drive-in. I haven't been to a drive-up in a long time, but you know you pull up to the drive-in and the voice comes on the speaker and it's like, and so this is kind of what your communication with the spirit is kind of feeling like with this shadow energy. And I feel like when you clear this up, it's like that line of communication also gets clearer, gets stronger here. But the spirit is definitely trying to move through you, not just with you, but actually through you. We have passion's fiery love. So a lot of times this can speak of a third-party situation, a love triangle. Now there's definitely a third party taking place here in this type of energy here. So this shadow may have been spurred on from some level of unrequited love, or feeling left out here. You may have felt ghosted, and this really had you in your feels, and you went to soothe those with whatever this is. That definitely makes sense. All right. Please give us 3 cards for what is on Cancer's soul path for March of 2023. All right. You see how those landed there? All right. All right. So we have the 10 of Swords, the 2 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Cups. So there's a couple different things with this 10 of Swords. There's definitely a completion of this shadow cycle, for you. No, that's not to say these things can't bubble up in the future, but for now, this is uh, completion of this kind of painful time period, or at least it's uncomfortable at best. Um, but the Ten of Swords is saying that this is being put to rest here, and you are reprioritizing your craft here. Whatever your work is that you were sent here on this planet to do, this is what you're reprioritizing here. And you are adapting to this change. Now, whenever we let these things go, there is this period of adaptation, and it is usually about 3 days to a week. So I believe in you. You got this. And also on another level, whatever this unrequited thing is, wherever you may have been felt left out of a professional type of thing, or a friend group, or you felt left out in unrequited love here, it does appear that this was also kind of this painful ending of whatever that was for you. And this also had you reprioritizing your works here. But definitely in the beginning of March, you are looking back with the Five of Cups at what has spilled out here. And it is this wherever you have felt left out or excluded in life here. And so it's this looking back with this regret and pessimism. And you're looking back at this unrequited, and it's sparking up this shadow yearning, or addiction, or temptations and things like this. It does appear, though, you are kind of dusting yourself off. You're kind of splashing some of this water from the river on your face. And you are crossing this river to this castle, this sanctuary you're finding. And I feel like this sanctuary is your practice here that you are getting into. It's like whatever this work is, it's like you kind of bring this temple with you, this sanctuary with you wherever you go. Now, the Five of Cups is depicting a story where this person has lost their taste for wine here. So they've lost their taste for their indulgence, for their temptation. And this is what you're doing here, too, also. You've been through this before, and you're realizing that you kind of see that this is gumming up the works here. And so this is causing you to kind of lose your taste for whatever this is. It just is not fulfilling you, because you can see into the future where you could be. And I feel like you've tasted of some level of spiritual attainment, these spiritual heights. And after you experience this just doesn't taste the same. This wine just is not going to quench that thirst. Only the Spirit is going to do that. All right. Please give us 2 or 3 cards for what is on Cancer's soul path for March of 2023. Thank you. Interesting. All right. We have Story of My Mother. The Encounter. So, and this feels very specific, but this is what I'm getting. So something about this mediumship and whatever work that you're supposed to do, it's like your mother had a experience with whatever this mediumship with spirits or something like that. and your mother had this encounter, and it was unpleasant. And so these seeds of this unpleasantness have been planted in you. But the Spirit is also wanting you to know this is not your mother's story. This is your story. You have this work. You have this important work that you have to do. This is why you came here. So the restrictions of your mother's story cannot be the restrictions of your story. Because you have this, I feel like you are having this encounter here. And these cards is very similar in the imagery. So you have been having this, what you could say, spirit or energy encounter here. Almost to this mediumship level. But because of these seeds of your mother's story, there are seeds of fear and doubt tied up into this. In part, this might be why some of this shadow is coming up. I feel like it is more part of this feeling left out. But it all is kind of this network of things that all bring us to where we are right now. So the Spirit is wanting you to lean into this connection because this is going to be pivotal for you. And reminding yourself, your story is not going to be like your mother's story or whoever this ancestor is for you. You're a different person. This is going to be different for you. All right, please give us 2 or 3 cards for what is Cancer's inner climate like, inner landscape like for March of 2023. All right. Tree frog. Okay, one more, please. 1 or 2. And 1 or 2 more. We're going to leave it at the Mr. Tree Frog down there. All right, we'll take them. Now the Spirit knows if it stalls me out enough, I'll just take whatever it gives me. All right. I knew that lion was wanting to come out there. All right, we have the tree frog. So it starts out soul song. So there is definitely, there is this kind of this voice calling you. You're kind of seeing it off in the future. And this spirit is also singing this song, calling your name. But the reception on your end is a little fuzzy. Meditation. So it does appear that is playing a role in you hopping out of this shadow here. So definitely meditation. I would definitely say make it a daily practice. Creation. So whatever you're working on, whatever these seeds are, is something that involves your creativity, your creative spark. And this is with rebirth. So you are kind of shedding the skin of the old and you are becoming anew here. And it's almost like this energy. It's like, now you shouldn't do this, but when a scientist does this, when they freeze a frog or a toad, and then they thaw it out, it comes back to life. It actually didn't die. It just cryogenically froze it. And so it's kind of this rebirth moment. And this is kind of what this energy is doing to your spiritual energy. Initially, it might felt like it was giving you a boost in your spiritual perception, but now it's kind of putting you on ice here. And there is the importance to thaw out, or what do they say, dry out, or whatever this yearning is for you. We have sea turtle, so beginning. So this is kind of beginning again, but you have a lot more information and self-confidence, self-awareness than perhaps in the past when you have dealt with these things. Self-reliant. So you've got this. The Spirit is wanting you to know that you got this. And as soon as you step into releasing yourself from this, you also realize that you've got this. What the easy. So you are embarking on this journey. Don't quote me on that. You are embarking on this journey. And in a lot of ways, it feels like you're heading home. It's like this voice is calling you. It's calling you home to your work here. We have the white pelican, so ease. So you go from being bound. This is not a position of ease. Moving forward, you are moving into more of an ease. And grace. So you already have grace on you. But it's like releasing yourself from this, or at least the bondage of this. And then for some of you, this may be like something like coffee. You're having 10 cups of coffee a day. And that doesn't mean that you have to cut out coffee completely, but maybe give it 3 days with no coffee and then just have 1 or 2 cups of coffee. But it's like when you finally make this decision, you kind of break these chains, because that's really what it is about. It's about breaking these chains. You're definitely wind assisted as you move forward. And cooperation. This allows you to be able to cooperate in the way that the Spirit is needing you to. So the Spirit is kind of saying, you've been a little distracted. It's time to, the vacation's over. It's time to get back onto what you came to do. And like I said, it's like your willpower kind of maintains this overdrive level. And so you're moving forward with a lot of power. You're loyal to your vision. You're loyal to these seeds that you've planted. And you're loyal to this work that you have to do. This is why you came here. Leadership. Some of you may be stepping into a leadership role, or at least a role of prominence in your community, or however people are viewing you or around you. For some of you, this may be social media or online presence, and family. So this is definitely reminding you that in these types of times, where you just need maybe a shoulder to cry on, you might just need a friend to talk to, that your friends and family are there for you. Which I feel like you may forget that sometimes, because I feel like you want to do this on your own. You want to embody this self-sufficientness. But it's okay to be vulnerable. We all begin this life vulnerable, and we all end this life vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable. All right, please give us 3 cards for what is on Cancer's soul path for March of 2023. All right. valley. The judge. The justice and the judge. One more, please. Thank you. All right. So we have the valley. So I feel like the Spirit is going to use this shadow, the breaking of these chains. And it's kind of like when you break these chains and you extricate yourself out of this shadow. It's kind of like this shadow is like this topsoil on the top and the slopes of the hillsides here. And when it rains, you breaking these chains, all of the topsoil, all of the fertile soil flows down into this valley, creating a very fertile valley for you to plant this soil in, or plant these seeds for the future in. So in some ways, you had to kind of dip your toe into this to get this fertile soil. And I feel like this fertile soil is your willpower kind of kicking into high gear, also clearing up this connection for the Spirit to come in. So it says, if there is a judge, you are it. So you're definitely kind of judging yourself on this, and you're kind of like, oh, like this again, like I need to get a wrap on this, like I need to get on top of this, like I told myself I wasn't gonna do that this weekend, or whatever that is for you, but you're judging yourself on this. When we do that, that doesn't actually do anything. This actually just mires us deeper into the shadow, because our shadows are bubbling up for this attention of a thumbs up, and it's bubbling up, and we're giving it a thumbs down with our own shame over this. We're boo, and so this shadow gets bigger and bigger, and so this is reminding you not to be so harsh on yourself. A lot of times we can be our worst critic. So definitely be gentle with yourself, and don't condemn yourself to this type of sentence here. You also are the judge to be like, okay, I'm throwing this case out. You're free to go here. You can also be that judge, which it does feel like you are being that judge for most of you. But there's definitely, it says, somewhere there is an energy leak. So there is definitely an energy leak, and it's tied in to this shadow of addiction, temptation, bondage, restriction, toxic relationships, all these things. These are creating an energy leak in your system. So it's not necessarily, let's say, and this might be controversial, this is not necessarily the source of the addiction, or it's not the thing that you are yearning for. That's not the leak. It's the yearning itself that is the leak. So you're losing energy here. That is, the Spirit is like, wait a second. That's energy we need here to do this work. All right. Please give us 2 cards for what is on Cancer's soul path for March of 2023. All right. All right. Okay, so we have the Death Mother. I don't know if that shows up here. Let me see. And yeah, there it is. You can see that there's a cord attached from this shadowy figure in the back, and attached to this person who's, for this reading, is trying to leave death or leave this shadow in the past. But there's this cord here. This is why it's back. And it's almost like this, the Page of Swords has come with this sword of knowledge to cut this cord that this shadow has to you. The bondage of it. And here we have the fawn. So this is kind of more how you're moving forward. After you cut this cord is like a fawn, this baby deer. And if you've ever seen a baby deer kind of walk through the forest and eat, it has a really graceful gentleness about it. Almost as though with every step and every motion, it's kind of honoring its surroundings in a way. And this is how you're moving forward with this gentleness. There's an innocence in the way that you're moving forward. And a part of it is because you're kind of relinquishing a certain level of control, and you're giving the control up to the divine so that you can do this work here. So you are having this certain soul recognition of yourself and what you're sent here to do. That seems to be a big factor here in the reading. All right, please give us 3 cards. What would you like to leave Cancers with for what is on their soul path for March of 2023? 3 cards, please, for a final parting message for our Cancers. A Temperance Angel again, and again. No. That's too many. And again. All right. So that Temperance Angel really wants out here. All right, we'll see. And there it is again. All right. Two more cards, please. All right. We get the Justice card again. And the 10 of Cups. Now, I don't know if we've got the the Temperance in here someplace, but I'm definitely going to take that energy into account. And always when we get the Temperance Angel, this is kind of leads to the demise of the shadow here. So that was kind of a reminder that you are definitely going to find balance and moderation within this. For some of you, you are cutting cold turkey with this sword, so that you can connect with the spirit in this deeper level, in this more harmonious, clear connection here. So we have the 3 of Pentacles, the Justice card, the 9 of Cups, and at the bottom we have the 10 of Wands. So the 3 of Cups, and again, the spirit is wanting you to collaborate. It's not really clear what it is. I feel like you know what it is, what you bring to the table in this collaboration with the spirit. But it's time to do this work, whatever this is for you. It's time to implement what you have been learning your whole life. And in this team with the spirit, this is your justice here. It's like you've been wired for this, if that makes sense to you. And this is your truth. But balance is required. So there is this responsibility to yourself. But when you do find this balance, you do cut out this shadow and you begin to implement what you learn, which I feel like happens in the second half of March. this sets you on this course and this trajectory towards this dream come true. This is wish fulfillment right here for you. These seeds coming to the full fruition for you. So you're moving into this place of satisfaction. This type of energy is not giving you satisfaction. If it does, it's just for a moment, maybe a couple hours at best, and then you got to re-up. This is how this works. But you're moving into this place where you are completely satisfied, self-sufficient. You don't need anything outside of yourself. And this is this dream come true. This is this kind of celebratory party kind of energy. Now, I don't feel like this is necessarily like a real party, but this is how you feel about where you are at. At the bottom, we have the why can't I think? We have the 10 of Wands here. So this is definitely hard work for you. Again, you have this responsibility to tackle this and really gain control of your body and your mind, gain control of this yearning of the body and the mind, so that you can bring the spirit fire and put it to what it's really meant for, this energy that's being diverted somewhere else. It needs to come back home. And again, you feel this pull to home. And again, this is speaking of this completion. So there, in March, do expect the completion of this shadow energy. And in this completion of this shadow energy, you're finding this honor, headed towards this success because of this, filled with confidence of this self-sufficient. I can do it. I've got this. And so for some of you that you may have a public platform to one degree or another, your community is definitely kind of rallying around this difficult shadow that you have overcome and these seeds that you have planted for the future. And so there is this honoring of what you have accomplished. And I always read this little wreath up here as like a little world card. So again, there's this successful completion of these old things. You're moving into fulfillment, this ease of being, this lightness here, and you're raising this accomplishment. You're raising it high for everyone to see. All right. Here we have the Judgment card. So you're heeding the inner call of the voice the best that you can hear it. And you're taking the information that you are gleaning from that, and you are going through this awakening, this rebirth. You are making this decision to cut this out and find redemption from this. So with this shadow, this is definitely your moment of absolution here. And it does appear that when you finally wake from this shadow, it's like this signal is coming in like a trumpet blaring right in your face. This is this is how loud this energy. It's going to be a little surprising, we'll say, when this is really turned up all the way. And this is coming in clearer because you have more mental clarity. Whereas in the beginning of March, this shadow has it so you can't see right. And when this is cleared out, you're definitely able to perceive better. You're also our willpower a lot of times is connected to our soul, sure, but also to our intellect, the mind. And so you are moving forward with this very strong mental prowess and moving forward in truth. There's something false about this, or something, there's a falsiness that this causes to bubble to the surface with this shadow here. But moving forward, you're moving forward with truth. You are headed on this new beginning. Again, this innocence of this fawn is how you're moving forward. It's like you're kind of letting the burdens go. You're letting go of this judgment, and you're moving forward free-spirited. You're free. But it definitely requires this leap of faith. And do know that your spirit team, your spirit guides are there to make sure that you don't fall off of this cliff. Because you could. So this is important to get on top of that. All right. I think we'll go ahead and leave this reading here. Cancers, I want to send you a lot of love and encouragement for March. This type of thing is definitely a challenge, but everything is indicating that you have more than what it takes to meet this challenge head on and find victory. And it's like the future is depending on it. And the Spirit has something it needs you to do. So if any of this reading resonates with you, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, as it is really most appreciated. And I appreciate all of you for tuning in, listening, and watching. However you're taking this in, you are truly, truly most appreciated. And Cancers, I'll catch you on the next go-round. Peace.